What makes brunch in Nice so special? From fresh local ingredients to creative dishes, we've scoured the city to find the absolute best spots to start your day right. Nice is known for its beautiful coastline and its Mediterranean vibes, but it's also home to some great food, including some amazing brunch spots.
Whether you're looking for a French dish or something that's more modern, you can find it all here in Nice. Let's go eat.
Stick around because we'll be sharing not just the best places to eat, but also what makes each one unique. Whether it's locally sourced ingredients or colorful settings, and you don't want to miss the brunch spot that serves up a dish so beautiful it's almost too pretty to eat. Let's dive in. We're starting off with a spot where the interior is as pretty as the food. This morning for brunch, we're headed to a place called Les Flowers.
I looked at their menu online and they have pancakes, which I haven't had in a very long time. So I'm very excited to have some pancakes. Hopefully they're good and can't wait to see how many flowers they have.
Turns out they had a lot of flowers. The dining room is beautifully decorated and the pancakes were good too. They were light, fluffy, and perfectly golden. Topped with tons of fresh berries, sprinkled with crunchy pistachios that gave it a nice texture and nutty flavor. And the best part? There was even a scoop of pistachio ice cream on the side. My dish, the truffle croque monsieur, was also a treat. If you remember from our Paris video, I love to try a croque monsieur whenever I get the chance. And this one was filled with truffled cheese and was so delicious. It was melty, gooey, with just the right amount of truffle flavor and served with perfectly crispy fries. Everyone here was so nice, and Bindi was a real hit as well, being doted on by everyone at the restaurant. Next up, we're headed to Nice's Old Town to try out a place we're very excited for. We are headed to Maranna for brunch today. I'm really excited because their menu sounds really good. There's a lot of things I want to try. It's going to be hard to pick.
There's a breakfast burrito and I haven't had a breakfast burrito in a very long time, so I'm excited for that. Let's go eat.
Maranna is tucked inside an unassuming door on a side street in Nice's Old Town, and inside is a really cute spot serving up inventive brunch dishes. I was in the mood for something sweet today and went for the French toast, or pain perdu as they call it here. Topped with pistachios, honey, mascarpone whipped cream, and fresh raspberries. This was really tasty. The bread was thick and buttery, the honey and whipped cream had sweetness that was cut by the tart raspberries, and the crunch from the pistachios tied it all together. Mamet went with that breakfast burrito he mentioned, and while it didn't quite compare to our favorite California breakfast burritos, for Europe, it was pretty good. The soft tortilla was stuffed with scrambled eggs, avocado, tomatoes, and vegan bacon. There were a number of interesting things on the menu here, so we'll definitely be back to try more. Maranna was a hard act to follow, but now we're heading to Kind & Co., where I had the most comforting comfort dish of all time. Here, they focus on organic ingredients and change up their menu every few weeks. I was lucky to make it while they had a new menu option called a croque, a take on the traditional tartiflette, a French dish made from potatoes, cheese, and bacon. Instead of potatoes, the base of this was small, square pasta called croque. They were cooked with the creamiest sauce, bits of bacon, and tons of cheese on top. This was truly a dish for a lazy brunch day. Mamet went with the more traditional eggs Florentine, and it did not disappoint. These perfectly poached eggs were set on top of a bed of fresh spinach, an English muffin, and topped with delicious hollandaise sauce. The balance of the fresh spinach and the creamy sauce was spot on. Our next spot is called Chez Les Garcons, a cozy cafe with savory waffles and bagels serving up their dishes on the cutest antique plates and cups. I tried one of the savory waffles. It was slightly crispy on the outside and soft on the inside, topped with a light cream cheese, crispy bacon, and soft egg. I think waffles can be tricky to get right, and I was impressed with this one. And can you guess what Mamet got? If you've been watching us for a while, I bet you won't be surprised to hear that he went with the avocado option. This time served on a huge bagel. There was basically an entire avocado on here, plus some perfectly cooked eggs and some greens. We just had brunch at Chez Les Garcons. It was really nice. I had a waffle with some bacon on top. The waffle was perfectly cooked, like crispy and soft on the inside. Really enjoyed it. Definitely a good spot.
And I had a bagel. It was really good. It is a lot of food, if I'm being honest, especially for France. It was a lot of food. It was very good though. The avocados were definitely fresh. The egg was kind of cooked perfectly. Yeah, really enjoyed it.
Speaking of avocado toast, now we're heading to a local favorite where they're serving up the fanciest looking avocado toast we've ever seen.
It is a bit of a gloomy day here in Nice. We're hungry though, so we're going to
Popote D'Ondine.
Let's go eat.
This charming cafe specializes in fresh, homemade breakfast creations served in a welcoming and laid-back atmosphere. It's particularly popular for its hearty breakfast plates and health-conscious options. Mamet's avocado toast was both beautiful and delicious, with a huge amount of avocado fancifully presented and topped with bright pink sprouts and pomegranate seeds for contrasting color and taste. I went with a slightly more unusual option, the sweet potato plate. This had deliciously caramelized slices of sweet potato, paired with perfectly runny poached eggs, some guacamole, and healthy brown bread, all surrounded by tangy and creamy Greek yogurt. Oh, and we had some absolutely beautiful latte art on our coffees. This brunch left us feeling full and healthy. Brunch in Nice is definitely a treat, and these are only some of the many great options here. Drop a comment to let us know what your favorite brunch dish is, and give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Unfortunately, Nice is the last stop on this epic road trip of ours, but don't worry, we have many more food adventures coming your way. We've covered so many miles and eaten so many amazing dishes on this trip, and next week we're going to round up our top 10 to share with you. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out.